Excuse me.
Good evening. I'd like to call the August 5th, 2024 meeting of East China Township Board to order, please. Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call Supervisor Westrick.
Yes.
Clerk Smith here. Treasurer Hart.
Here.
Trustee Blackstock.
Here.
Trustee Knotts.
Here.
Trustee Richley.
Here.
Trustee Babel absent.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have I sent an email earlier, hopefully everybody got it. We have a request to add some items to the agenda. First one is a request for training. That would be a C3 edition, consent agenda 3. And then we had some stuff at the park going on, which I think many of you are aware of, but new business 2 will add the park HVAC addition, I'll call it that, for the main building, I guess we call it over there. New business 3 is we have a couple of change orders for the CWSRF project, the clean water SRF project for new business 3. And new business 4, we have someone that volunteered to go to the planning commission, so we'll add that on there for planning commission appointment. That would call that new NB4, sorry. And with those additions, ask for motion
There's
to approve.
another one.
This one?
Yes.
Okay, you wanted that 5?
MD5.
Okay, yeah, request for the training for the MAMC conference, we'll call that MB5. If everybody's okay with that.
And we're doing both change orders
Together.
together.
Yep. Everybody's okay with it, I entertain a motion to approve as modified.
So moved.
Support. Clerk, support by Mr. Blackstock. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Minutes from the last meeting, everybody get a chance to take a look at them.
I have one correction. I voted no on the closed session.
On which one now?
The
Sorry.
closed session.
To go into closed session?
Correct.
I hope you're still here.
Anything else? As amended, entertain a motion to approve.
The regular minutes and the closed session minutes. That's one.
Correct, yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Support.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
Did you say open or close?
When we went into closed session, I voted no.
You made to open it. I see. Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion to approve as amended, Mr. Ridgely?
Yep.
Is there support?
Yes.
Mr. Knotts? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Presentations, guest speakers, we have none. Public comment? Anyone?
I'm sorry?
Public comment?
Oh,
Anything?
Anything.
yeah, I've got an issue that I'd like to speak.
Okay,
Yeah, you ready?
Yep, just go to the podium and state your name and address, please.
Yeah, I was here at the last meeting and explained to you what was going on with my water bill.
Could you tell me your name and address, please?
It's William Sabato, 3716 Riverview Terrace North,
Thank you.
East China, Michigan.
might be able to help you. Discussed it with our,
48054.
yeah, I discussed it with our new Director of Public Services, and we did get the results back on the meter. So if you, maybe sometime this week, if you'd like to meet on that, we'll go over it all.
Me, when did this come up? Yeah.
We just met on it Friday.
Oh, well, why didn't you return my call?
I've been out of town. I was out of town.
I called 3 times.
I
And
got-
so you never.
I had one message.
The
I got an
lady,
email.
the lady said that, that you would return my call within 2 days.
Okay,
Yeah, and it didn't, yeah.
okay, I
So
didn't.
who do you work for is what I'd like to know.
Pardon
Do you
me?
work for the people here, or do they work for you?
No,
Because this is
we volunteer our time here.
Okay, so.
Go ahead and speak.
Last year,
Let him talk.
Yeah, go ahead and make.
last year,
speak-
there
speak.
was water that I received a bill that I never received. And I explained that to you, and you guys poo-pooed it, and you made me pay the water bill, and it was double what it normally is. This last time that we left, and we were gone, and now I can get a day-by-day data dump on how much water is used, and I've explained that to you. That sometimes it's up to 500 gallons per day, and I'm not even at home. And so you guys said that you were going to change out the filter. Great, you changed out the filter. That was 3 months ago. And now, so what are we going to talk about? What do you want me to come here to talk about?
Your meter was checked out, it was fine.
Oh, it was fine?
When the DPW personnel changed out your meter, they noticed that the valve that comes into that meter from the water line coming in did not shut off completely.
That's BS, and you know
And,
it.
well, I'm just going by what he says, that's why I wanted to discuss it with you. But anyway, you have a separate half-inch line that goes up the wall between the two valves on either side of the meter. That probably what happened is if that goes to an outside frost-proof, the water dumped out there. But that's why I want to talk to you about it. Where does that line go?
Let me understand.
It's something that I can't do at a meeting.
Let me explain something to you real easily. I used to work for a metering company, Dresser Industries. And this doesn't happen. There's something electronically wrong with that meter. When I'm away from the home and both valves are closed, they took the meter out and maybe the first valve leaked a little bit. But the second valve's there as well.
What's the half-inch line in between those two valves go to?
No, there is no half-inch
I have
line
a
in
picture of it,
between.
sir.
I showed you the picture.
I have a picture of that line.
Okay,
I don't have it with me. We have it, our DPW department has it. And that's why we were wondering where that line went to try to help explain that.
the other line is for my sprinkler system, and that's on a separate meter.
There's a half-inch line that comes off between the two valves and the meter's there. There's a half-inch line that's teed off after that.
It's not a half-inch, it's a 3/8 line.
I
And
couldn't tell
it's-
exactly from the picture.
And
but
it isn't even connected. It's not connected to anything.
Okay, well, that's why I wanted to explain and find out what your explanation was for that. That's the only thing we can come up with maybe where the water went.
Yeah, but that line is after the two valves that I shut off.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Well, okay, we can
So,
go on
and
about
then
this. Make your
also
public comment,
what
and
I
will get
do,
with you on
also
that.
what I do is I shut off the water in the house before I leave. And what else I do, and I explained this to you, is I drain down the whole house. And I drain it down until there's just a drip going. So if you're telling me that drip, drip, drip that's coming out of the drain is causing 500 gallons per day, I don't think that's correct.
No, it isn't. You got an open line.
Okay, you don't want to listen to me. I don't have anything further to say. If you have anything else to say, go ahead, and then we'll complete it, and then we'll.
What do you mean? I don't have
We'll
anything
have a
else to
meeting.
say. Do I have to go to court for this? For
You can
this
do as you
money?
please, sir, but I'm telling you, I will show you the picture that my DPW has and shows the line coming off that they don't know where it goes, but the one valve did leak. And I'd be happy to figure this out with you. I don't want to argue with you about it. I'd be happy to work it
leaked.
out.
Okay, let's say it leaked. The one valve leaked. The first valve, they shut the two valves, they removed the meter. Okay, there's a drip, drip, drip coming out of that valve.
No, it was
And
more than a
that's
drip.
500 gallons per day?
It was more than a drip. That's all I'm telling you is, I would love you to meet with us so I can have the worker explain
It
what you
is
done.
a drip. You want to go out to the house and remove the meter? We can remove the meter. I can show you how much it drains.
Oh, I can't do it right now. I have a meeting. But be happy to meet with you this week to go over it.
Okay, when do you want to meet?
I'll meet with our guy tomorrow morning, and we'll give you a phone call anytime this week,
Oh,
really.
you're going to call me?
Yep, we'll call you tomorrow
Oh,
morning
good.
before lunch.
Good. Okay, so this is being recorded, so you're going to call me.
Absolutely.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? See another public comment, we'll move to consent agenda. C1, departmental reports. C2, request for training, and C3 is also request for training, as shown. Any comments, questions? If not, take a motion to approve as presented.
So moved.
Mr. Knotts?
Support.
Ms. Hart? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Disbursements, Ms. Hart.
We have disbursements, payroll, in the amount of $43,681.39. Accounts payable checks, $464,362.16. EFTs in the amount of $61,147.55. E-checks in the amount of $302.30. Invoices paid, $152,450.57. And tax disbursements in the amount of $346,611.43 for a grand total of $1,068,555.40. I'll make a motion to pay the bills in that total amount.
And moved by Ms. Hart, there's a support.
Support.
Mr. Knotts. Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call vote. Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Knott?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Supervisor Westrick?
Yes. Unfinished old business, will be one is park ordinance amendments, Ms. Clerk, or Ms. Clerk, Ms. Smith.
Okay. The ordinance, ordinance number 329, Charter Township of East China, St. Clair County, Michigan, to amend the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 343, Parks. Let me see here. There were changes that we discussed at the last meeting to the wording. As you'll notice by the dark, public park hours are to be open during hours as posted by park management. No person shall be in any public park after or before the time posted by park management. And we went on to fires and grills. D, fires shall be operated consistent with and extinguished at the directive of park management, the fire department, and all other law enforcement agencies. So we cleaned that up and simplified it. F, in the same category, is all fires shall be completely extinguished, including all coals, embers, prior to leaving the public park or at the direction of the fire department, park management, law enforcement, or the township. The next change we talked about was H.
See the H.
B.
H. Line H.
DH, I'm sorry. Let's see here. The East China Township Parks Commission may adopt such other rules and regulations applicable to public parks which do not conflict with this ordinance or law. Okay, so we are at the, almost to the end. F, intoxicating liquor and other substances. We added some verbiage after number 2. It says consumption or intoxication. Intoxication. No person shall consume any intoxicating liquor in any public park, nor shall any person or persons be intoxicated in any public park. We added the words exception to consuming intoxicating liquor as described in following section 3. So there is an exception that can be granted in advance for someone to have maybe a graduation party to allow beer or to be consumed at family or group picnics or functions, provided a permit, which is their application is approved, for such consumption is obtained. So basically, those were the changes.
You changed B, destruction or removal, number 4. For some reason, the word bother is
It previously
highlighted.
said molest.
You're right, we did change that word, Ralph. No person shall kill, destroy, harm, or bother any bird, bird nest, fish, or
What
animal
did we
located.
change it from?
Molest.
Oh, okay.
He just wanted us to say that.
Didn't, actually, that's what was the whole point.
Well, actually, I don't remember.
Yes, thank you for that, Ralph. So, this is the first reading. This will be reflected into the minutes, and A copy will be available for inspection or for anyone to come in and read the entire ordinance before it will be published. And then, of course, it will be posted on our online ordinance after it's codified after the second reading. So that's our first reading. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Point of order, you do have to move to, you're going to have a motion that the ordinance was, I think I put it in there. You're still going to want to acknowledge this is the first reading by motion.
Board shall be directed by.
We normally don't make a motion when we do the first reading of an ordinance. It's always the second reading.
Okay, this was from the
a
attorney,
motion
in order
to
that you
sign
can
it.
avoid reading the entire verbiage.
Oh,
That was the
Okay.
idea.
Yeah, I
I
think,
see. Okay, well, I will make a motion for the first reading of the language as provided.
Support.
Ms. Smith, Ms. Hart. All right, thank you. I mean, a roll call for that type of one, for an ordinance or
All
not?
in favor?
yeah, we're directing by motion that this ordinance be recited in the minutes.
All in favor, say aye.
Do it.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay. Business 2. I'm not sure how many are aware, I think Alan is, but we have some issues over at the,
You skip new business one.
well, I didn't care about that one.
I got a new
That's
business.
the only one that was originally on
got it.
there.
I know, you're right, the only one that we had in the.
I got an official new business one. What happened to that one?
Yeah, sorry. All right, utility bill adjustment. I believe this is the gentleman that was just here.
No.
Nope,
Not.
No?
somebody different.
Oh, right.
In the front cover, the amount is stated wrong.
Correct.
It says $33.40, it's actually $330.40.
Well, I was wondering, yeah.
That he's asking for.
33040. That's what's on here. 33040.
So according to DPW, the credit is being denied. Inspected, cannot verify that the hose was left on outside.
Right.
So he's suggesting that.
Yeah, he's just telling us that there's no way he can verify
Right.
what it is that said, but
Right.
what we want to do with it after that. And he's not saying that he can show that it didn't. He says he can't tell.
Right.
He left and flushed his drain line and then forgot to shut it off. I get it, I did that. Water my plants. All right, what are your wishes, board?
I'll make a motion that we deny the credit as recommended by the DPW supervisor.
I'll support.
Been moved by Ms. Hart, supported by Mr. Blackstock. Discussion? Anyone? It says amount requested 330, and then the amount of credit below that says 289.10. I don't know what that
Right.
discrepancy is. Does anybody?
No.
Probably the difference between the water and the sewer, because it was 40 units.
Yeah, it
That
just
was
looks
his
like,
total bill.
to
And
clarify, it should read 289.10 on the, but. I
The
don't
request
think
is
it's
for
material.
289.10.
Yeah.
so the amount on the front
I mean,
is
the-
wrong
the-
totally.
The request was 330, but the,
289.10.
Oh, there it is down here, 28910. Okay.
either way.
So it's been moved and supported that we deny the request, is that correct?
Yes. So we have to vote on that.
I feel for him, I mean, I get it. I don't know. All right, well, any discussion, anybody? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All right, now we can go to new business too. We have some heaters in the ceiling that I don't think they've been working in parts of the building, but in the office was working. And upon inspection by a couple different companies and myself and our director and whatnot, they're not even safe to be operating in that building, the way they're put in. They're recessed into the ceiling, into the framework, and they're infrared radiant heaters. They shouldn't even be that way. So we've obviously discontinued the use of them immediately. We're doing some other testing over there right now, but also we wanted to take a look at this. So we obtained 3 different quotes from 3 different companies. We actually had 3 quotes for a different system and then decided that probably wasn't the best. We should use a regular furnace forced air system. Can't be tampered with like some of the others could have been in the bathrooms and whatnot. This is just a better way of doing it. It's cheaper too. So this would be a zone system. You can do the bathrooms different than the office. If you don't want to use them at all, we don't have to. The garage has got some heat if we need it, just before it gets winterized. So it's for heating and cooling and removal to do that. So I think the total is $11,700. He's going to remove the other heaters and put the new ones in. The low bid quote is attached. He's done work for us before. Matter of fact, he replaced the systems in this building for us here, what was it, last year? So, we're comfortable with them and he's done good work for us. So the motion is basically would be for us to approve the amount of $11,700 to C&K Heating and Cooling for the new unit and removal of the old. I have a fund number here, which is our contingency fund to fund that out of. It's 101-271-999.99. Currently, we have $33,000 in that fund, so that's what we propose we take it out of, because we'll pay this out of our fund. The park does not have that in their budget for this year to cover that cost, so.
What about ARPA funds?
Pardon me?
What about ARPA funds? Would that be a good project for that?
I think we have some balance in there yet, too. I was holding on that to see where our building came in. Hopefully, it's gonna be bid, like, shortly here, but it doesn't really matter. I figure we have a contingency in the general fund, we can use that.
Okay.
See where we need for the, down the line for the ARPA maybe,
We got several places.
For the building? just my thought, but.
We got several places. I would recommend we just let the supervisor pick place he wants to take.
Yeah, I don't see anything
We got
surprising us in
several
this fund this
possibilities.
rest of this year that,
Unless
we can move it around if we need to, but,
Unless we're really trying to make sure we use up all the ARPA funds. I think that's what Mr.
yeah.
Rankin is getting at.
And we should know that in about 30 days, I hope,
Okay,
so,
all right.
but
Always.
that's our proposal anyway for that. I make a motion we approve as read.
Support.
And support by Mr. Blackstock. Any other discussion or questions on it, you guys?
No, it's not good.
Please call the
Needs
roll.
to be done.
Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Knott?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Clerk Smith, yes. Supervisor Westbrook?
Yes. Business, which one was that? 2. Now, business 3 is the change orders. We have 2 change orders for the clean water, which is the sewer line. Change order 3, change order 4, I'll describe them quickly. Change order 3 is the net result of what's on the back of that. We changed some stuff around on it and did some different lining. Cleanouts have been removed. The net of this change order is a deduction of $8,125. Change order 4 deals with manhole 49. We know where that's at. We know what's going on with that. We need to do some, the borings originally went to 10 feet. The manhole's about 14 foot deep. We need to do some borings to just kind of see what's going on underneath there. Also verify some additional groundwater conditions of why there's so much water. And the asset committee discussed that and felt it was best that we go ahead and do that, which I think I sent an email. Overall, we're way under on this project. We had the change order one was a negative 275,000 for a bunch of stuff that we didn't need, cleanouts and stuff, so, I mean, these two almost wash each other out. I think change order two is $600 or something, so, you know, we're way under on the project, but I want to keep it moving forward and get this manhole done, and that cleans up most of the items from that project, so. I make a motion, we approve change order 3 and change order 4. Change order 3 is a deduction of $8125, change order 4 is an additional $8,900 as presented.
I'll support.
Moved and supported. Any other questions or discussion, you guys? If not, clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call vote. Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Knox?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Supervisor Westrick?
Yes. New business 4. We have someone interested in serving on the planning commission. We have a vacancy. I think it's just one, isn't it, Herb?
I believe so.
I don't have that currently, I guess I don't need it.
We have Emmy?
I believe it's just one.
Just one, right. Mr. Patrick Aubrey is interested, and so why not? Absolutely. He's been here in the township a long time. We need a motion on that, or?
I make a motion that we appoint Mr. Aubrey to the Planning Commission.
Support?
Moved and supported. Mr. Knotts, Mr. Richley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. New business 5, request for training. You have before you a request to go to the Cemetery, Michigan Association of Municipal Cemeteries Conference for the secretary of that. You have it in front of you. What are your wishes?
This is the one that we approved previously for 2 members to attend. One committee member and one the cemetery sexton. At that time, though, when we did that, I wasn't aware that both of Wendy and Blaine were
On the board.
committee members of that Michigan Municipal Cemetery Association. Apparently, they have a role during that event. And so she is asking to attend this time.
Now, my question is, it was using up or going over that budget. I know she says there's money in that budget, but we haven't taken the money out for the other 2 already. So it still is not in the budget then.
I looked at this number, though. That's miscellaneous
I
expense.
think we can find the funds.
It's on a miscellaneous expense. is
Yeah,
what
The-
she's taking
it is.
out.
The thought,
It is.
my thought was, the last time we voted on this was to send 2 people.
Yeah, 2 people. It
Because you're
didn't
going to
matter
hear the
who.
same information. I mean, I don't have a problem with sending her this time, but in the future, if these 2 need to attend it, then that would be the 2, because they're members. I don't feel 5 people need to go to one,
Right, I mean,
meeting for
2
the
are
same
still
information.
approved, so,
correct. Well, we already made the motion, I'm sure she has her plans already in place, Debbie Babel as a committee member.
Right.
So
It's going to be
we can't
coming up
really
here in
back up
2
on
weeks.
that one at this point. I think it's too late for keeping it at the 2.
right, I mean, that was up to them to decide which 2, so,
Well, I kind of
Yeah.
put that in there in the motion. I think when we were making the motion, I thought one committee member and Blaine as the sexton should go, not knowing she was
She was on the
actually a
board,
member. Right.
Anybody?
Who are the 3 then, with Wendy and Blaine and,
Debbie Babel's on
Debbie,
the
last year.
committee.
Same people.
That's what I thought. Yeah, she was on the, I'll make a motion that we approve training request for Wendy to attend,
whatever that thing is?
For $600.
For $600, is it?
That's what it's good, yeah. There's been a motion made. Is there a support?
I'll support.
Support by the clerk. Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call vote. Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Hart?
no.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Knots?
yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Supervisor Westrick?
Yes. Carried. All right. I think that's it.
Yes.
Any comments, everybody? Member comments? Alan, got some stuff?
Yep. Sorry. That ended quicker than I expected. At the last meeting, I was accused without evidence that I've made false statements in the letter sent to township residents. Not one thing that I said is disputable. Also, the clerk's statements about not sharing the full story and her feelings of not having a professional board for the public to view at meetings. Some people sitting here might care about the appearance of professionalism. I care about the reality of it. In 2016, some people sitting at this very table distributed, as the clerk would call, one-sided information about a court case involving myself, and had one of their friends come up to that podium to personally attack me. Well, in the weeks that followed, the office manager at that time, Sandy Smith, distributed that information to township residents. That was not professional, and to me shows blatant hypocrisy. I could dig up people's divorce records, financials, etc., but I don't give a darn about someone's personal life. There's always two sides to every story. On the other hand, I do care about the issues and policies that impact our township residents. When this board illegally fired an employee and dragged them through the mud on camera at a meeting and had a board member call them Missy, that was not professional. When recently a citizen came to that microphone pointing out how it was incorrect for us to pay for an employee's personal Amazon Prime account with taxpayer funds, and trustee Knott said bullshit to what he was saying, that was not professional. When we have a work session planned to discuss issues facing the township and it gets shut down by trustee Knotts for throwing a hissy fit, that's not professional. And when we're in closed session and have multiple board members going nuts and yelling like children, that's also not professional. And lastly, on June 17th, when trustee Knotts, the clerk, and others continuously interrupt and try to rush debate because they don't like an opposing viewpoint, that's not professional, and I think you get the point. I happen to agree that we should strike a professional tone, which I've done in my 3.5 years on this board. I did my very best to share my thoughts in the face of unprofessional behavior. After attempting to do things in a nice way and falling on deaf ears, I had no choice but to bring it directly to the people. I will not apologize for that or doing my job as a trustee. Now on to what Sarah Blackstock said at the last meeting. She accused me of the same thing that she did several times by claiming that the township board stole $120,000 from the park commission. The difference is my accusations have factual documentation and her accusations are full of what my farming friends would call horse manure. In fact, she was proven wrong by the most recent audit reports in something called simple math. She should apologize for the lies that she told from that microphone and the confusion that she caused for many members of the park commission. She not only wrongfully disparaged some of our employees, but was slanderous in her conduct. And my question is, why was the attorney not involved in that situation? And in the most recent situation, the attorney should have been told the whole story. Contrary to what was said at the last meeting, I do not mind losing a vote. I've lost many votes on this board before, and I'm sure I'll lose more in the future. The point that I made was sending that 3-page letter and postcard with further information on my website was that you did not let me talk. You allowed other members to scream and yell like children as I was respectful in my deliberations. If I would have been able to speak my piece, get my points across, I would have voted and then dropped it like I always have, like the clerk's pay raise as a recent example. If I am not allowed to speak here, then I have no other choice but to take it directly to the people we represent, and I will. I get that some people sitting here are not used to transparency, hearing an opposing viewpoint, or getting tough questions, but I want to just go along to get along. I will not sit silent when I see something wrong going on, and I do believe, on the other hand, I do believe that we should work together as a team to move this township forward. But that starts with being honest and transparent, and if we cannot at least do those two things, I don't know how we can. But anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Ridgely.
Yep.
Any other comments or announcements to be made? Hearing none?
Election day, voting tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. to 8
Yeah,
p.m. here.
finish it up. Hearing none?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Been moved, is there support? We're done with public comment.
Done with Paul.
Is there support to that?
Who made the motion?
Yep, moved and supported by Ms. Ritchie and supported by Ms. Hart. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.